Welcome everyone to another episode of Let's Talk About It, Addiction and Recovery, with your host, Alejandro Hernandez. I want to talk about today about self-esteem. Self-esteem is defined as confidence in your ability, right? Your morals, right? Confidence in oneself. Right? What is it about me that I believe? And healthy self-esteem is good. But we got to be careful with healthy self-esteem and egotistical esteem or low self-esteem. And a lot of things contribute to low self-esteem. Relationships, how you was raised, what you was taught, how people addressed you, what things you've done. Those things all contribute to either building or diminishing your self-esteem. And in this process of recovery, we need to work on building our self-esteem. We come in sometimes from the streets, jails, wherever, institutions, wherever you was at, beat up already. We beat ourselves up. We allow people to treat us any way they wanted to. We let people talk to us the way they wanted to. We never retaliated. We never did anything because we just didn't have any self-worth. Right? And that continues. For some of us, it started at an early age, Our parents were saying things to us that made us feel, useless, right? Worthless. Not they intend to do that, but some parents, that's the way they speak. Some things that we've done that we've become ashamed of and guilty about also contribute to lowering our self-esteem. And in this process, we need to build that. We need to build it because we need to feel, or we need to think about ourselves as worthy. We are worthy. And we shouldn't let other people degrade us or talk down to us or anything like that. We shouldn't, because that hurts us. Doesn't help us, it hurts us. And sometimes we react to, those things negatively. Some of us don't know how to identify our feelings yet. And we don't like rejection. We don't like those things because those things they contribute to the diminishing of our self-esteem. And it's important. That we have a sense of worth. I'm nobody's doormat anymore. You're not going to step all over me. These are my boundaries. You got to respect them. If you can, I learned how to be assertive to let you know, that no, you're not going to cross this line, because if you do, you can't play in my yard. You're going to have to go somewhere else to play. And those things, what happened was they help build, that self-esteem, that self-respect, that worthwhile. I like, it's important, in recovery that we work on that, and depends what program you participate. Some programs have what's called steps, okay, that help repair that. Help us look at our true selves and write down what it is we don't like about ourselves, what we need to change so that we can continue to build our self-esteem. I know for me, for a lot of years, before I decided to give myself an honest chance, I really didn't think of myself too highly. I thought I was going to die using, that I was no good, that I was a rotten scoundrel, that I was not worth it, that who the hell would want me. I didn't have any respect for myself. I didn't, believe in me. It wasn't until I got to this program, gave myself an honest chance, I started working on finding out who I was, the journey to find myself, and discovering things about me that I didn't know, things that I denied, things that I suppressed, right, and changing those things so that I could be a better version of me. That doesn't mean that I became a perfect human being, because that didn't happen. And that's not going to happen. But it freed me. It's allowed me to feel free with me and understand my worth. Right? And continue to participate in a process, right, to improve my life, which is available to all of us. Not just me. Like, I'm not special, I'm not unique. God didn't come down and say, you're the only one that's going to get this kid. No, this is available to anybody who wants to make those changes, who is tired, or who are tired of looking at themselves like, ugh, yuck, this is who I am. And want to change yourself to be a better you, right? To be more compassionate, to be more considerate, right? To think positively about yourself, right? Because we're worth it. We are. We just got to give ourselves a chance to discover that. And sometimes it's hard. It is, but it's rewarding at the end of the day to discover I no longer have to live like that. I no longer have to let anybody treat me any way they want. And I no longer have to let people step all over me. I could stand up for myself today. I could be assertive. I could be empathetic. I could be considerate. I can be compassionate. Right? And that helps me, right, get in touch with me and become a better version of me. It doesn't make me perfect, right? But I am happy when I'm doing the right thing, when I'm taking care of myself. I feel very happy with myself. I enjoy living this life right now. I enjoy participating in a process that's going to help me and become a better me. Because look, there was a time in my life where nobody wanted to be around me. Nobody trusted me. Nobody believed in me. nobody had any respect for me. Because I didn't demonstrate that for myself. I let people just do what they wanted. Hey, what the hell? And not today. Today's a whole different story. Today is about me understanding my worth. I deserve to be respected. I deserve to be treated correctly. I deserve to be talked to appropriately. But it's up to me. It's up to me to hold people accountable, including myself, because that's where it starts. I got to hold myself accountable to let people know, hey, yo, that's not the way I like to be treated, so please don't treat me like that, because I feel a certain way. You know what I mean? And I don't react very well when I start to feel like that. My responsibility. Right? My responsibility, right, to let others know. A few years ago, you could have got away with that. Not today. My job, my responsibility. Right? And the benefits has been wonderful. I don't have that many friends that that cross those boundaries. And I remember one time I had someone that I met in this process who said he wanted my help. And I told him, sure, I would help him. But every time he would address me, right, he would address me as pork chop, which is degrading, right? And he always needed to touch me and hit me every time he wanted to talk to me, right? And I tolerated it to a certain point, and then I pulled him over and told him, listen, that's not acceptable to me. You can't call me out of my name. My name is Alex. You call me Alex. Okay? I don't call you anything other than your name. Right? And I don't put my hands on you to talk to you. Right? I just talk to you. So don't do that. Right? But I thought he would get the point. He did, and he continued. And I disconnected myself from him. I need to separate myself because, those or being treated that way is going to make me feel a certain way, right? Where I know that I'm either going to protect myself and separate, or I'm going to engage in that and it's not going to be pretty. Right? And I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause harm to myself. I don't want to cause harm to anybody else. So the best thing, the logical thing to do was to separate myself. You know what I mean? And, I don't wish anyone bad or anything like that. But some people, I just can't mess with. And I need to separate myself. I don't judge them. That's who you are. That's who you are. Stay where you at. You know what I mean? But you can't participate with me. You know what I mean? And you can't, and it's not like we're going to be close because I don't allow people to treat me like that. Today I have respect for myself. Today I am and will always be worth it. So keep your head up. Continue to do what you got to do to get better. Remember, this is a process. It is not about perfection. That will never happen. But we do get better. We do get better. We live better lives. We learn how to live better lives. We learn how to be better people. We learn to love ourselves, to love others, to respect ourselves and respect others. Like, we learn all this stuff, right? If you're in the process. And the beautiful thing about all that is that at the end of the day, I feel free. I feel free, and I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with myself knowing I'm not perfect, because it continues to tell me there's things that I need to continue to work on, and I'm grateful for that. So remember, keep your head up, and you're worth it. See you next week on Let's Talk About It, Addiction and Recovery. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. I am dying to find out what people think, so that we can have discussion. I love discussion. I mean, you tell me about your point of view, I tell you about my point of view, and we grow from there. Alright? So, hit me up. Don't be afraid. See you next week.